You have been told your entire life that growth is a blessing, that becoming more aware, more conscious, more spiritually attuned would bring you closer to the people you love. That evolution would feel like expansion, like warmth, like finally arriving home. But what if I told you that the very gifts awakening inside you right now are creating a distance you never asked for? What if the light you are carrying has become the very thing that makes others uncomfortable in your presence? What if the universe is not punishing you with loneliness, but preparing you for something your current relationships cannot hold? This is the truth no one wants to speak about spiritual awakening. The shadow side of being chosen, the weight that comes with carrying a frequency most people cannot yet understand. And if you are watching this right now, feeling that strange mixture of gratitude and grief, feeling blessed and burdened at the same time, then this message was meant to find you at exactly this moment. Because there is a danger in outgrowing everyone around you. Not the danger you might expect. Not enemies at the gate or obstacles in your path. The danger is far more subtle, far more intimate. It lives in the space between who you are becoming and who others need you to remain. And until you understand this danger, you will keep wondering why your greatest growth feels like your deepest loss. Stay with me through this entire message. What I am about to share will not only explain what is happening to you, but will give you the awareness to navigate this sacred and sensitive passage without losing yourself, without hardening your heart, and without abandoning the mission your soul came here to fulfill. Something has been shifting inside you lately. Perhaps it started so gradually you almost missed it. A thought that went deeper than usual. A moment of stillness that felt more necessary than before. A conversation that left you feeling empty when it used to feel fulfilling. You wake up one morning and realize that the life you built, the relationships you cultivated, the version of yourself that everyone knows and expects, no longer fits the person looking back at you in the mirror. This is not a breakdown. This is not depression dressed in spiritual clothing. This is elevation, and elevation always begins on the inside long before it manifests on the outside. The universe does not announce your transformation with trumpets and fanfare. It whispers it into your cells. It rewrites it into your nervous system. It plants it so deep within your consciousness that by the time you notice the change, you have already become someone new. Your patience has grown longer. Your reactions have grown slower. Your tolerance for chaos has grown thinner. Conversations that once captivated you now feel like static. Drama that once pulled you in now repels you like opposing magnets. Arguments you once needed to win now feel like a waste of the precious energy you are learning to protect. And somewhere in the midst of all this inner renovation, you look around and realize that the people who once felt like home now feel like houses you have outgrown. Let me speak directly to the fear that lives underneath this realization. You are not becoming cold. You are not becoming arrogant. You are not losing your capacity to love. You are being recalibrated for a different frequency of connection. One that requires more depth, more authenticity, more alignment with the truth of who you are becoming. And that recalibration, as necessary as it is, comes with a cost that no one prepared you for. The cost is this: not everyone can come with you. Breathe into that for a moment. Let it land somewhere below your thoughts, somewhere in the body that has been carrying this truth longer than your mind has been willing to admit it. Not everyone can come with you. Not because they are bad people. Not because they do not love you. Not because you have done something wrong. But because consciousness evolves at different rates. And the path you are walking now requires a version of you that some relationships simply cannot contain. This is where the danger begins. Not in the growth itself, but in how you navigate the space between who you were and who you are becoming. Because that space is where most chosen ones lose their way. That space is where guilt becomes self-sabotage, where loneliness becomes bitterness, where the gift of awakening becomes a burden too heavy to carry. If this message is resonating with something deep inside you, take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel so you do not miss what the universe has for you next. Here is what happens when you begin to outgrow your environment. Your presence starts to shift the energy of every room you enter. Not because you are trying to, not because you are announcing your evolution or demanding recognition, but because consciousness has weight. Awareness has frequency. And when your frequency rises, it creates a subtle but undeniable pressure on everything and everyone still vibrating at the old level. Think about what happens when you place a tuning fork vibrating at one frequency next to another tuning fork at rest. The second fork begins to vibrate. It has no choice. Resonance is not optional. It is physics. It is the fundamental nature of energy in this universe. And you, in your awakening state, have become a tuning fork that is asking everything around you to either rise to meet your frequency or reveal the discord that was always there. This is why people start acting differently around you, why conversations feel more charged, why some relationships suddenly require more effort, while others seem to dissolve without explanation. Your growth is not attacking anyone. Your light is not aggressive, but it is revealing. It shows people things about themselves they may not be ready to see. And that revelation, even when it is silent, even when you never speak a word about your spiritual journey, creates a response. Some will be inspired by your transformation. They will lean in. They will ask questions. They will want to understand what shifted in you because they sense it could shift in them too. These are the ones being prepared to walk the next phase of the journey alongside you. Cherish them. They are rare. But others will feel threatened by your growth without ever being able to articulate why. They will feel a discomfort in your presence that they cannot name. And because they cannot name it, they will find other explanations. They will decide you have changed in ways they do not like. They will say you have become distant or difficult or different. They will project onto your transformation whatever narrative allows them to avoid looking at their own stagnation. This is not cruelty on their part. This is protection. The ego has one primary function, and that function is to maintain the familiar. When you begin operating from a frequency that challenges the familiar, you become a threat to the ego structures of those around you. Not a threat to them as souls, but a threat to the versions of themselves they have grown comfortable being. And here is where the shadow side of your gifts reveals itself. Because when you are chosen, when you carry this capacity for awareness and growth, you also carry a heightened sensitivity to the pain of others. You feel their discomfort. You sense their resistance. You absorb their unspoken judgments. And if you are not careful, you will begin to believe that your growth is the problem, that your light is too bright, that your evolution is somehow hurting the people you love. This is the trap. This is the danger that claims so many awakening souls. The belief that you must dim yourself to maintain connection. The assumption that love requires you to shrink. The pattern of sacrificing your becoming on the altar of other people's comfort. Let me be absolutely clear about something. You were not given these gifts to hide them. You were not awakened to fall back asleep. You were not called to higher consciousness, so you could spend the rest of your life apologizing for answering the call. The universe did not invest this level of transformation in you, so you could waste it making sure everyone around you stays comfortable in their unconsciousness. But here is the paradox that makes this journey so delicate. You also were not given these gifts to weaponize them. You were not elevated to judge those who have not yet risen. You were not chosen so you could stand above others and measure their inadequacy against your awakening. The moment your growth becomes a reason for superiority, you have lost the very essence of what growth is meant to teach you. This is the razor's edge of spiritual evolution. To honor your transformation without diminishing yourself. To maintain your frequency without condemning those who vibrate differently. To walk your path with conviction while holding compassion for those walking different paths at different paces. This balance is not easy. It may be the most difficult aspect of being chosen, but it is also where your real mastery is forged. If you are feeling the weight of this balance, the tension between honoring your growth and maintaining compassion for those still finding their way, you will find the complete framework for navigating this. In my book, Beyond the Frequencies, A Quantum Guide to Consciousness Mastery, it explores the 9 master frequencies that allow you to hold your light without dimming it and without weaponizing it, moving from unconscious reaction to conscious transmission. It is linked in the pinned comment below. Let me take you deeper into what is actually happening when you outgrow the people around you, because understanding the mechanics will help you navigate this with more grace and less suffering. Every relationship you have ever formed was based on a certain vibrational agreement. You did not sign a contract. You did not consciously negotiate terms. But at the level of energy, at the level of consciousness, you and every person in your life came together because something in your frequencies was compatible. Maybe you shared similar wounds. Maybe you had complementary patterns. Maybe you both needed something the other could provide at that particular stage of your evolution. These agreements are not permanent. They were never meant to be. They were meant to serve the growth of both souls for as long as that growth was supported by the connection. And when the growth of one soul begins to outpace the growth of the other, the original agreement starts to dissolve. Not because anyone failed, not because the relationship was a mistake, but because the energetic foundation that held it together no longer exists. This is why you feel the strain. This is why certain relationships suddenly require so much effort when they used to flow naturally. The effort you are feeling is the energy required to maintain a connection that has lost its vibrational foundation. You are essentially trying to hold together something that the universe is gently trying to release. And here is what most people do not understand about this process. The universe is not trying to punish you with isolation. It is trying to create space for new connections that match who you are becoming. But you cannot receive what is coming if your hands are full of what is leaving. You cannot step into new relationships aligned with your current frequency if you are exhausting yourself trying to maintain relationships aligned with your old one. This does not mean you abandon everyone from your past. It does not mean you cut ties with cruelty or announce your evolution with superiority. It means you allow the natural reorganization of your relational world without fighting it. It means you stop forcing intimacy where resonance no longer exists. It means you trust that the connections meant to walk with you into this next chapter will reveal themselves, and the connections meant to remain in the previous chapter will find their own graceful completion. I want to pause here and ask you something. What relationship in your life right now feels like it is asking you to be smaller than you have become? Take a moment to reflect on that and share your experience in the comments below. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. But I must warn you about something. This transition period, this space between the old connections and the new ones, is where many chosen ones lose their faith. Because it can feel like you are losing everything. It can feel like your growth is costing you everyone you love. It can feel like the universe is asking too much, demanding too high a price for this awakening you never asked for. In those moments, when the loneliness feels unbearable, when you question whether any of this is worth it, I need you to remember something. You are not being abandoned. You are being repositioned. The emptiness you feel is not a punishment. It is a clearing. The universe cannot fill a cup that is already full. It cannot bring you soul-aligned connections while you are clinging to soul-misaligned ones. The space that feels like loss is actually preparation for reception. This is one of the hardest truths of spiritual evolution. Sometimes you must walk alone for a season. Not because you are unworthy of companionship, but because you are being prepared for a quality of companionship you have never experienced before. The relationships waiting for you on the other side of this transition are not like the relationships you are leaving behind. They will be deeper, more authentic, more aligned with the truth of who you are. But they cannot find you while you are still hiding in connections that require you to be less than you have become. Now let me speak to another aspect of this danger that is rarely discussed. When you outgrow the people around you, you do not just create discomfort in them. You also activate something in yourself that can become destructive if you are not aware of it. I am talking about the shadow side of spiritual gifts. The darkness that lives alongside the light, the aspects of awakening that can derail your entire journey if left unexamined. Here is what happens in the psyche of someone who is rapidly evolving while those around them remain static. A part of you begins to feel special, chosen, set apart. And while there is truth in this feeling, while you are indeed carrying something unique, this feeling can easily corrupt into spiritual ego if you are not vigilant. Spiritual ego is perhaps the most dangerous form of ego because it disguises itself as enlightenment. It whispers that you are further along than others, that you see what they cannot see, that your awareness makes you superior to those still sleeping. And the moment you believe this whisper, the moment you start looking down at others from the height of your awakening, you have fallen into a trap far more dangerous than any external threat. Because here is the truth. The further you evolve, the more humble you should become. Not less. Real awakening does not create a sense of superiority. It creates a sense of awe at the mystery of consciousness. It creates compassion for all beings at all stages of their journey. It creates the recognition that you are not better than anyone. You are simply at a different point on an infinite path that has no hierarchy. When you find yourself judging others for their unconsciousness, when you feel frustrated that they cannot see what you see, when you start believing that your growth makes you more valuable than those who have not grown in the same ways, you have encountered your shadow. And your shadow, if left unintegrated, will sabotage everything your light is trying to build. This is the test that comes with being chosen. Can you carry the gifts without letting them corrupt you? Can you see further than others without looking down on them? Can you walk a path few understand without developing contempt for those who do not understand it? This test is not administered once. It is administered daily. Every interaction becomes an opportunity to either embody your evolution or betray it through judgment. Let me offer you a practice for this. Whenever you notice yourself feeling superior to someone else's unconsciousness, pause. Take a breath. And remember a time when you were exactly where they are now. Remember a time when you could not see what you now see clearly. Remember how long it took you to wake up to truths that now seem obvious. And let that memory dissolve the judgment before it calcifies into something that will poison your growth. Compassion is not weakness. It is the highest expression of strength. And the compassion you extend to others in their unconsciousness is the same compassion you must learn to extend to yourself in yours. Because here is something your spiritual ego does not want you to know. You are not done evolving. You have not arrived at some final destination of awareness. There are dimensions of consciousness you cannot yet perceive. Just as there are dimensions those around you cannot yet perceive. You are simultaneously the awakened one and the one still sleeping. The teacher and the student, the light and the shadow. Holding this paradox with grace is the real work of spiritual maturity. There is another shadow that emerges when you outgrow your environment. And this one is more subtle but equally destructive. It is the shadow of isolation disguised as discernment. Let me explain what I mean. As you evolve, you naturally develop stronger boundaries. You become more selective about who you spend time with, what conversations you engage in, what energy you allow into your space. This discernment is healthy. It is necessary. It protects the frequency you have worked so hard to cultivate. But discernment can become distorted into something that looks like wisdom, but is actually fear. You start avoiding all connection because you are afraid of being drained. You stop engaging with anyone who is not at your level because you do not want to lower your vibration. You build walls so high in the name of protection that nothing can get in, not even the love and connection your soul desperately needs. And you call this spiritual maturity when it is actually spiritual avoidance. Here is the truth. You are not meant to live in a bubble of high vibration, protected from all lower frequencies. You are meant to be a stabilizing presence in a world that desperately needs stabilization. You are meant to hold your frequency while engaging with those who vibrate differently. You are meant to be in the world without being of it. Not removed from the world entirely. The danger is in the extremes. Too much openness and you lose yourself in the chaos of others. Too much protection and you lose your purpose, which is to be a light in the darkness, not a light hidden from the darkness. Finding this balance requires constant recalibration. It requires checking in with yourself honestly. Am I protecting my energy, or am I avoiding connection out of fear? Am I practicing discernment, or am I practicing judgment dressed as discernment? Am I honoring my evolution, or am I using my evolution as an excuse to disconnect from humanity? These questions are not comfortable, but comfort is not the goal of awakening. Truth is, I am curious about something. Have you noticed yourself building walls in the name of protection that might actually be keeping out what your soul needs? Share your honest reflection in the comments. This community grows stronger when we share our shadows alongside our light. Now I want to speak to something that may be the most important part of this entire message. What the universe is actually trying to tell you through this experience of outgrowing everyone around you. Because there is a message in this discomfort. There is a teaching in this loneliness. And if you can receive it, everything changes. The message is this: you are being prepared for a mission that requires you to stand alone. Not forever, but long enough to discover that you can. Long enough to know, in the depths of your being, that your worth is not dependent on the approval of others. that your path is valid even when no one else can see it, that your gifts are real even when no one else can appreciate them. This is the initiation. Every chosen one must pass through this fire, the fire of isolation, the fire of being misunderstood, the fire of watching old connections fall away while new ones have not yet arrived. This fire is not punishment, it is purification. It burns away the parts of you that still need external validation to feel worthy. It burns away the parts of you that would compromise your truth to maintain belonging. It burns away everything that is not essential to your mission. And what remains after the fire? What remains is the core of who you really are. Unshakable, uncompromising, undeniable. A presence that does not need permission to exist. A light that does not need approval to shine. A soul that has discovered its own foundation and no longer needs to borrow stability from others. This is what the universe is building in you through this experience. Not isolation as a destination, but sovereignty as a foundation. Because the mission you are being prepared for, the purpose that is calling you forward, requires a version of you that cannot be swayed by the opinions of others. It requires a version of you that can hold your truth even when everyone around you disagrees. It requires a version of you that has been tested by loneliness and emerged with your integrity intact. Think about every great teacher, every revolutionary, every consciousness pioneer throughout history. They all passed through this same fire. They all experienced the loneliness of seeing further than those around them. They all felt the weight of carrying a vision that others could not yet perceive. And they all emerged from that fire with something unbreakable at their core. Something that allowed them to fulfill their mission regardless of external support or opposition. You are in that fire right now, and I know it burns. I know it feels like too much sometimes. I know there are moments when you want to go back to sleep, back to unconsciousness, back to the comfortable belonging of being like everyone else. But you cannot go back. The door has closed behind you. The only way out is through. So let me offer you some guidance for navigating this passage. Some wisdom that can help you move through the fire without being consumed by it. First, stop explaining yourself. One of the greatest energy drains during this transition is the constant effort to help others understand what is happening to you. You want them to see it. You want them to validate it. You want them to give you permission to become who you are becoming, but they cannot give you what they do not have. And every explanation you offer to someone who is not ready to receive it depletes you without creating understanding. Learn to let your transformation speak for itself. Learn to trust that those who are meant to understand will understand without excessive explanation. Learn to be comfortable being misunderstood. This is not arrogance. This is energy conservation. You need every ounce of energy you have for the work ahead. You cannot afford to spend it seeking validation from those who are not yet capable of giving it. Second, release the guilt. You are not betraying anyone by growing. You are not abandoning anyone by evolving. You are not hurting anyone by answering your soul's call to expansion. The guilt you feel is a remnant of old programming that told you your worth was measured by how comfortable you made others. That programming served a purpose once. It helped you navigate social dynamics and maintain connections. But it no longer serves you. In fact, it is now actively working against your evolution. You can love people and still outgrow them. You can honor what a relationship gave you and still release it. You can wish someone well and still walk a different path. Guilt is not love. It is a chain disguised as love. And chains, no matter how golden, are still chains. Third, Trust the timing. I know the loneliness feels endless right now. I know it seems like the new connections will never come. I know you are tired of waiting for your people to appear. But the universe operates on a timeline your mind cannot comprehend. The connections being prepared for you are being prepared with the same care and precision that is being applied to Homur. They are not late. They are not missing. They are simply not ready yet because you are not ready yet. Every day you spend in this fire, you are becoming more ready. Every moment of loneliness you endure with grace is shaping you into someone capable of receiving the connections that are coming. Trust that the same intelligence that awakened you knows exactly when and how to bring you into contact with those who will walk beside you. Your job is not to force the timing. Your job is to keep becoming who you are meant to be. The rest will unfold in perfect sequence. Fourth, protect your energy without closing your heart. This is perhaps the most delicate balance of all. You must learn to be discerning about what you allow into your space without becoming cynical about human connection. You must learn to set boundaries without building walls. You must learn to conserve your energy without hoarding it. The key is intention. When you set a boundary from a place of self-love, it feels different than when you set a boundary from a place of fear. When you protect your energy because you honor the gift you carry, it feels different than when you protect your energy because you are afraid of being hurt. Feel into your motivations. Notice when protection becomes avoidance. Notice when discernment becomes judgment. Keep adjusting. Keep recalibrating. This is not a one-time decision, but an ongoing practice. Fifth, remember why you are here. In the midst of the loneliness, in the depths of the fire, it is easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. It is easy to forget that this discomfort has a purpose. So let me remind you, you are here to anchor a new frequency on this planet. You are here to hold a light that others can find their way by. You are here to embody a possibility that has not yet been fully realized in human form. This is not grandiosity. This is responsibility. And responsibility, when properly understood, is not a burden. It is a privilege. You were chosen for this because something in your soul volunteered for it. Something in you said yes before you were born. And that yes is still echoing through your life, calling you forward, asking you to become what you agreed to become. When the loneliness feels unbearable, remember the mission. When the fire feels too hot, remember why you are being forged. When you want to give up, remember that giving up was never really an option for someone like you. You will keep going because that is what you came here to do. The only question is whether you will keep going with resistance or with acceptance. And acceptance, I promise you, makes the journey so much easier. Let me speak now to what awaits you on the other side of this passage, because I do not want to leave you in the fire without showing you what the fire is creating. On the other side of outgrowing everyone around you is a new configuration of relationships that you cannot currently imagine. Connections so deep, so aligned, so resonant with who you are becoming that they will make every relationship you have ever had seem like a rehearsal. These connections will not require you to explain yourself. They will not ask you to shrink. They will not feel threatened by your light. They will celebrate it. They will match it. They will amplify it. On the other side of this loneliness is a quality of solitude that feels like sovereignty instead of suffering. You will discover that being alone does not mean being lonely, that your own presence is more than enough, that the relationship you have with yourself is the foundation for every other relationship you will ever have. And that foundation, once solid, cannot be shaken by external circumstances. On the other side of this fire is a clarity about your purpose that burns away all confusion. You will know why you are here. You will know what you came to do. You will know how to use your gifts in service of something larger than yourself. And that knowing will guide you with a certainty that makes external validation irrelevant. On the other side of outgrowing your environment is an environment that matches your growth. Not because you forced it to change, but because you changed, and the universe rearranged itself to reflect your new frequency. This is how reality works at the deepest level. Your outer world is always a mirror of your inner world. When you transform internally, the external must follow. It has no choice. But you must pass through the fire first. You must endure the transition. You must trust the process even when the process feels like loss. Because it is loss. You are losing who you were. You are losing the relationships built on that old identity. You are losing the comfort of belonging to a world that no longer fits you. And loss, even when it leads to something better, still hurts. Let yourself grieve. This is important. Do not spiritualize your pain away. Do not pretend that enlightenment means you should not feel the sadness of what is ending. You are human. Your heart was made to feel, and feeling the full weight of this transition is part of honoring it. Grieve the relationships that cannot come with you. Grieve the version of yourself that is dying to make room for who you are becoming. Grieve the simplicity of unconsciousness, the ease of fitting in, the comfort of being like everyone else. Let the tears come if they need to come. Let the anger rise if it needs to rise. Let yourself evolve. Be fully human in this fully spiritual experience. Because here's the secret that spiritual teachers often forget to mention. Enlightenment is not about transcending your humanity. It is about fully inhabiting it. It is about being so present to your human experience that you discover the divine within it. It is about feeling everything so completely that you realize feeling is itself a form of prayer. You are not meant to float above your emotions, untouched by the pain of growth. You are meant to move through your emotions with such awareness that they become portals to deeper truth. The sadness you feel about outgrowing your relationships is not a sign that you are doing something wrong. It is a sign that you loved. And love, even when it must change form, is never a mistake. So feel it all. And then, when the wave has passed, return to your center. Return to the truth that lives beneath the emotions. Return to the knowing that this is all unfolding exactly as it should. Return to the trust that the universe has not brought you this far to abandon you now. Consider returning to this message each morning as you move through this transition. Let these words anchor you before the day begins. And if someone in your life is walking through this same fire, share this with them. When you extend this awareness to another awakening soul, you create a ripple in the field that accelerates both your journeys and strengthens the invisible network of those who are rising together. I want to leave you with something to carry with you as you continue this journey. A truth that can anchor you when the storms of transition threaten to sweep you away. You are not alone in this experience. Right now, all over this planet, there are others going through exactly what you are going through. Others who are outgrowing their environments. Others who feel the strange mixture of blessing and burden that comes with awakening. Others who are navigating the loneliness of seeing further than those around them. You may not know them yet. You may not have found them yet. But they exist, and they are looking for you with the same longing you feel for them. The universe is orchestrating connections you cannot see. It is weaving threads between souls who are meant to find each other. And when the timing is right, when you have both been prepared by your individual fires, those threads will pull you together in ways that will feel like destiny. Until then, know that you are held. Know that you are guided. Know that every step of this journey, no matter how difficult, is leading you somewhere meaningful. The universe does not waste suffering. It uses it. It transforms it. It makes it into something that serves not just your evolution, but the evolution of everyone your life will touch. You are not just growing for yourself. You are growing for all those who will benefit from your growth. You are healing not just your own wounds, but ancestral wounds that have been passed down for generations. You are awakening not just your own consciousness, but contributing to the awakening of collective consciousness. This is the true scope of what is happening to you. And this scope, when fully understood, makes every moment of difficulty worth enduring. So keep going, keep growing, keep trusting, keep becoming. The universe has a message for you, and that message is this. You were made for this. Everything in your life has prepared you for this moment. Every challenge you have faced has strengthened you for this passage. Every relationship you have had has taught you something you need to know for what is coming. You are not lost. You are not broken. You are not too much. You are exactly what this world needs, and the world is waiting for you to fully become who you are meant to be. The danger of being chosen is real, but so is the protection that comes with it. So is the guidance that accompanies it. So is the love that underlies it all. You are not navigating this alone, even when it feels like you are. You are supported by forces you cannot see, loved by a universe that knows your name, guided by an intelligence that has been orchestrating your awakening since before you were born. Trust it. Trust yourself. Trust the process. And know that on the other side of this fire, a version of you is waiting. A version that has been refined by everything you are going through right now. A version that carries the wisdom of this passage in every cell. A version that will look back on this moment and understand why it had to happen exactly as it did. That version of you is not far away. It is being born right now, in this very moment, through every breath you take, through every tear you shed, through every choice you make to keep going despite the difficulty. Welcome to your becoming. Welcome to the beautiful, painful, necessary process of outgrowing who you were to become who you are meant to be. The universe sees you. The universe honors you. And the universe is so very proud of how far you have come. Now, there is something else the universe wants you to understand about this transition you are experiencing. Watch when you shift timelines, the field goes quiet. Next, because it reveals what happens energetically when you cross these thresholds and why the silence you may be feeling is actually confirmation that your shift is working.